Hello everyone, Lisa HUERTH here, and I'm gonna wait a couple of minutes, just let everybody, give everyone a chance. Oh, what in the world? Woo! Sorry about that. I'm just gonna give everyone a couple of minutes to get on. Let me raise this up a little bit so you don't have to see a double chin. No one wants to see that. Okay, today I wanted to talk to you about how to successfully lead your team. And you're probably thinking, well, kind of already doing that. I get it. Or some of you are like, I don't even know how to lead myself, let alone my team. And so, hence this video. I'm going to raise you up just a little bit lower. I wish you could see my little contraption going on here. I cannot, my tripod is just not good enough. I'm gonna have to get another one. It just doesn't work properly. So, apologies for that. All right, friends. All right, I'm gonna get into it because I know a lot of people, a lot of you are at work, and so you can't jump on in the middle of the day. So I'm just gonna go to it, and then you guys can, for sure, have a look at the replay. Okay. All right. So the reason why I decided to do this call, one, because I haven't talked to you, sorry, my hair's a little crazy. One, I haven't talked to you guys for a little while. You're my leaders, rising leaders and leaders. And second of all, I've been having a lot of these conversations with the UK leaders. Not just those on our team, but those on other downlines too. And I thought, you know what, some of this content I really don't think I've covered with you guys. So, all right, so let's get going to it. So, the last couple of times I've gone live with the UK girls, I've done like 3 or 4 bullet points for their team. And today I'm going to give you 10 sure ways to know that you can lead your team successfully. And some of you are going to think I'm crazy for some of it, but I want you to know that everything that I'm telling you on this video are things that I've learned from, things that I've done in the past that didn't work, or that I did wrong in the first place and I've corrected it. And so you kind of get, you don't have to go through that part. You don't have to go through the trial and error and figure out how to do this. Like, I'm telling you how to do it. So get yourself a piece of paper and a pen so you can take some notes. Oh, I'm sorry. My dogs are like, I really want to let them out, but the pest control guy just left. And we have to wait for that stuff to dry for like 20 minutes. So, shh. So if they interrupt, sorry. All right, so how to lead your team successfully. Many of you, I know that you get on this page and you have made lead consultant and you're all excited. Perhaps you hit your 3rd fast start or a triple fast start in order to get here. Way to go. High five. Yay. And then things change, right? You perhaps don't work your business like you used to, or your mindset switches to your team. It switches to, so now I'm waiting for my team to do things so that I can maintain my rank. Well, we have to shift our mindset a little bit, girls, because once you hit lead consultant, there isn't much that changes, really. What's a loopy? I don't know what's a loopy. So once you hit lead consultant, there isn't much that changes. Or there shouldn't be, but people feel like it should. So you hit lead consultant and you kind of sit back a little bit and be like, oh yay, I made it. Okay, so I'm going to walk you through some surefire things, like what to do, what not to do. Okay. Oh, lippy. Nick says, oh, nice loopy. Yep, I am a pretty loopy, but she just corrected herself and said lippy. Thanks. Yeah, you're welcome. I got dressed today. Okay, so number 1. I want you to turn off your Facebook notifications on all of your groups. Oh my gosh. Yep, she just said it. Because when you're working, I want you to work. And when you're not working, I don't want you to work. Do you see? So what happens is you join Jamberry and you're added to a million groups, and then all of a sudden your phone is like red all the time because you have notifications coming out of the wazoo. And you try to keep up, right? And all the while you're trying to keep up, you're not working your personal business. Nope, you're not. You're checking in on what other people are saying. You're checking in on comments. You're checking in on posts that we've made in the Unite page, right? And it's perhaps the time that you're doing that is just random. What you do is you go from one thing to the next and you just look at your phone all the time and you're not actually being productive. You're not actually getting anything done because it's like squirrel on Facebook all the time. And I think that you need to turn Facebook notifications off so that you can focus when you are actually working. Okay, so you're gonna think I'm crazy, and it's really hard to do because if you're a control freak like I am, it's really hard to feel like you don't want to miss anything, right? But don't let your business dictate your entire life. Don't. Like, you have a life outside of your business, and you need to make sure that you have that life in order for people to want your life. Okay, if you're constantly on your phone, constantly addicted to notifications, constantly working your business, no one's going to want to do what you're doing. They're not. So yes, it is really scary. If you have a team page, which unless you're a team manager, I highly suggest you don't. I know that's hard, because I know some of you do. But what happens is you shift your attention to running a team page, where we're already doing that for you. You don't need to do that. Okay. So, but if you do have a team page, ask for help. Ask for your girls to help you run that team page. Okay. Like I said, really not encouraged unless you're already a team manager. Okay. Not going to go there. All right. Second of all, your personal business, right? We turn your Facebook notifications off so that when you're working, you work. And when you're not, you don't, right? Okay, so number 2 is to work your personal business first. You need to have systems in place for good follow-up, good customer care, stuffing your packets, like your hostess packets, your recruit packets, sample packets if you give those out. You need to have surefire systems for booking, for recruiting, for hostess coaching. You need to have all those things in place. Not just as a consultant, but as a leader too, because once you start growing your team are going to look up to you for you to give them guidance on what to do on those topics. If you don't have them down, how can you teach that? Okay, so personal business first, and everything that I just said, stuffing packets, booking, hostess coaching, customer care and follow-up, that is all personal business, and you have to be able to nail that, girls. You have to nail it. So I know right now you're probably thinking, she is crazy. Turn the Facebook notifications off is number 1. 2, work my personal business, but my team need me. No, they don't. Sorry, they don't right now. Okay. Yes, Gemma. Yep, I hear you, girlfriend. Okay, so when you're working now, in the next week, I want you to work, every time you sit down to do any work, I want you to work your personal business first. The first 15 to 30 minutes of whatever you're doing, it's personal business, okay? It's following up with customers. Should be number 1. I know we say follow up Friday, but you shouldn't be leaving it till the last day of the week to be following up with your customers. Okay, make sure that you're connecting with them. They are your paycheck. Okay, your customers bring you hostesses, they bring you recruits, and that's what builds your paycheck, right? So you have to look after your personal business first. Unless your personal business continues to flourish, your team will diminish. Okay, let me repeat that. Unless your personal business continues to flourish, your personal business, your team will diminish. If someone wants to make a meme, I'd love that, because that was really good. Okay, so, and what I mean by that is if you're not bringing in fresh new ideas to your business, booking new parties continually, or booking one-on-ones, or being creative about the way you book, because there's so many different ways we can book now. It doesn't have to be the traditional party. If you're not bringing in new recruits, your team doesn't get that new energy, and your entire business needs it. Not just your team that you already have, but you as a leader need it. You as your personal business needs it as well. Okay, and your customers need it. If you have repeat customers, they need to see something new. Okay, so you need to be making sure you're working that personal business over and over and over, and being consistent about it. So promise me, pinky promise, that the first 15 to 30 minutes that you sit down to work your business every day, you work your personal business in some capacity. Okay, that's for sure. All right, number 3. This is all tying into the first 2. Calendar block. If you don't know what calendar blocking is, we can talk about it in more detail another time. But and this is just not a great example. Let me see if I can find a month that's a really good example for you, because I got my calendar right here. It'll probably be January, because hello, everyone starts the year out, right? Okay. Here's my calendar for January, okay? All right, so first of all, I blocked out my personal dates, so the blue ones. I have birthdays in January. We had karate graduations, things like that. I had my own things going on, okay? And yes, my nails are naked because I just did a video for my VIPs about how to take them off. And I'm about to do another one about how to put them on. So, just in case you're wondering. Okay, so calendar blocking. You're going to get a blue. I like blue because I have a whole family full of boys. So blue just works for my family, okay? And I block out all of my personal dates for my family, okay? And I do that. I typically do this like every quarter. So I do it for the quarter coming up. Now, I know that things pop up on your calendar that you don't have control of, like last minute, right? But if you can have your calendar set out for 3 to 4 months, you'll feel so much more organized about your life. You really will. And you'll have a much better direction of when you can and can't work. Okay, so block out your personal time first, okay? All right, second time, so that's your family time, sorry. The second thing you're gonna block out is your personal, like, health and well-being time. Maybe that's church, maybe that's going to the gym, maybe that's going to coffee with a girlfriend, okay? Whatever it is for you to look after you. For me, every single month, I try to make sure I get some pampering. And if I don't book it in, no one will. So I've learned in the past that if I feel rotten, if I don't feel relaxed, I'm no good to anybody. So I try to make sure that I have a facial or a massage booked once a month. And I really try to make sure I give myself, I go to the salon and have a pedicure with my Jamberry lacquer twice a month. So every 2 weeks, I try to do that. Okay, that's just me. That's something that I love to do. But it makes me feel so much better about myself. I get to take a time out and I get to have this pampering feel. Okay, so whatever it is for you, block that time out next. All right, the third thing you're going to block out, and I only do 3 things. I know a lot of people do 4. Yeah, hi Stephanie, she said good morning. Julie said, gosh, I really need to book in some me time. Yeah, we all do. And honestly, I've been much better about it this year. But prior to this year, when Jamberry came into my life, you know how they say, like, when you go to college, you gain 15 pounds. Freshman 15, they call it a fresher 15. Yeah, I gained, like, way too many pounds with Jamberry. And because I wasn't blocking out my personal time to work out, okay? And the last few months I've done really well, much better at that. So look after yourself, your family first, yourself second. Okay, a lot of other people have a 4th thing that they block out. It's up to you. My next thing I do is I build in my green, and that is my work time. So that's all the options that I have to work, okay? I used this calendar for like the first week in January and didn't use it, so it's not very full. But then you just block out all those times. Like if you already have events on the calendar, put them in. And if you have spaces, oh, I feel like I can work that time, make it blank, okay? And then when you're booking parties, you clearly have the dates ready to offer, okay? If you're coaching a team, you have the dates ready to offer. So calendar blocking is not just about the days of the month, but it's also about the specific blocks of time within those days that you have things going on, right? So I block out 30-minute increments for my days. Okay, specifically for my work time. But what I want you to do is for the next month, okay, print out a calendar. You can go onto Google, find an image for the end of October, for November, and I want you to, every day, I want you to write in what you're doing on those days. Not just Jamberry, but for everything. If you already have a planner that's blocked out time-wise, write it in there. And you're going to think I'm a little strange, but the reason why is because we have a lot more time in our day than many people think. And I want you to be able to use the pockets of time that you identify as free really wisely. Really wisely? Wisely. Okay, so I was finding I was spending a lot of time in car pickup lines. So that would be a time that I would spend scheduling social media on my phone. Yep, scheduling social media posts on my phone. So since Share is on my phone and I can go ahead and do some business page posts. I can do my VIP posts. I don't do my hostess coaching or my my party posts in the car line. I need to be a little more organized about that. But I was spending time actually working my business in the car. Okay, I'm not encouraging you to text and drive. Pickup line is slow. Okay, excuse me. So, but I want you to find the little pockets of time that you can identify as able to work. So say for example, it might look like this: 7 a.m. wake up, lucky you. 7:30 7 to 7:30 dealing with your kids, breakfast or whatever you've got going on, okay? 7:30 to 8 o'clock, getting the kids on the bus, maybe picking up around your house. This is kind of my schedule. Picking up around the house, like putting the dishes away, that type of thing. Change laundry over. I always do that. 8 o'clock in the morning. 8 o'clock, I can either start work or I can start working out. And I have a choice. And so depending on what day it is, depends on what I do. All right. So I block that time out. And then I find that I have snippets of time. Like Tuesdays and Thursdays, I have like from 9 to 9:20 free. Not doing anything. So I need to be able to put something in there, okay? So what I want you to do is work through the entire days and figure out the times that you can work. Because when you can do that, you'll be so much more organized and so much more intentional when you're working those times. So say, for example, you realize on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, you have from 9 to 9:20 open those 3 days. What am I going to put in there? Right? You can decide, right, on Mondays, I am going to do all my follow-ups from the weekend's parties. On Wednesdays, I'm going to sort mail out. On Fridays, I'm going to contact all my hostesses or whatever you're going to do, right? So you can make sure that you have those times blocked out. Then maybe you have a second time in the day that you can work your business. Maybe it's 6 o'clock at night. Maybe it's 8. Maybe it's 9 o'clock once the kids have gone to bed. And you don't want to work every night, so you pick 2. Oh, well, I worked Monday, Wednesday, Friday already, so let me work Tuesday, Thursday. I'm going to check in with my team on those days. Okay? You need to be intentional about the time that you are working. Like I said earlier, when you're working, work. When you're not, don't. Okay, so make sure that you add some time in. We're only at number 3. Woo! Number 4, I want you to check daily your emails for recognition. Okay, so every day you get an email from Jamberry in the morning that tells you what's happened in the last 24 hours, whether you've got orders, what your team have done, so how many orders and what the TRV increase was, whether you have someone on your team that promoted, whether you got new recruits. You have all of that in there. Jamiversaries are even in there. And so just have a skim through and see what you need to do for recognition. Okay. When you do that, you have it's like having the pulse on your team, right? You know what's going on with them because you can kind of see it every day, what the increase are. Did they have an amazing weekend, right? On Monday morning, is my email amazing? Was it a slow weekend? What do we need to do? We need to encourage and motivate on Mondays, okay? So make sure you do check that daily email for recognition. I froze a minute. I didn't say anything. Okay, number 5. I want you to decide on what recognition you're going to do. So you looked through your daily email for recognition. You need to decide what you're going to recognize, right? For me, I've gone all over the map with recognition, and I finally got into a stride of what I can handle to recognize. Now, if you don't have your team page, which you shouldn't if you're not a team manager, okay, then perhaps you want to shoot someone a quick word swag image. Word swag is an app where you can just put text on photos and you can search for different images. You can they already have image templates you can use really quickly, and you can just say, great job, or just thinking about you today, hope you have a great day, and you want to shoot that to one of your active team members. Or maybe you want to say, great party last night, I saw that you closed a really good party, virtual high five, right? You can do that. But whatever you do, whatever types of systems that you have, so this is number 6, I want you to make sure they're duplicable. So whatever you do now, you need to be able to continue that when your team is 10 times the size. So if you're doing random shout outs, it's fine because you haven't said to everybody, hey, I'm going to make sure I recognize you every time you do this and this. No, you just say, I do random shout outs. And I could do them by text, or I do them by Facebook message, or whatever you do. You can have that system in play, okay? So make sure you decide on what recognition you're going to do and be able to duplicate it. I'll give you an example here, okay? I do celebrate Jamiversaries because it's easy for me to pull my team activity report. I can filter by team manager. I can pull out all those people that started by that month in those years, okay? And I can do that really quickly in PicMonkey. I can make images up and I can put them in SynthShare and auto post them into my team page. I can do that. It's easy. Birthdays, I can't, because once I cross over the birthday line, then I'm thinking, oh, what about wedding anniversaries? What about celebrating a baby on my team? What about celebrating a marriage and things like that? And I find the personal boundary to be really difficult because I really want our Facebook pages to be business oriented. There are exceptions, right? When one of our Jam sisters is going through a rough time and perhaps she needs our support, then absolutely. But on a general, like, wider scale, I cannot be doing that consistently. I just can't. I can't keep up with it. So I recognize that. I recognize that within myself and decided that's not something that I'm going to do. So find out what you want to recognize and figure out the systems in order to do it for your team the size it is now, and for the time it's going to be 10 times bigger. Okay. Number 7 is who does the recognition and how. So example, again, I'm going to talk about the team page. Not that you guys need to know this, because you shouldn't have team pages unless you're team managers. You know, there are times in our Jamberry careers where we're getting ready to promote a new team manager out, and we have lots of people on there, and leaders want to do their own recognition, and I get that. But there's been times in the past where some leaders do their recognition and some leaders don't. And so some consultants get taken care of and they get lots of virtual high fives and virtual recognition, and then others don't. So in order to minimize that and make sure everybody's being taken care of, I do the recognition on my team page. Period. That's it. That's the rules. It's my team page. I can make the rules, right? And when people have their own team pages, they can run it how they like. I'd much prefer it to feel inclusive and make sure everybody got the same treatment than I would for some people to feel left out and for some people to feel spoiled. So, so I hope that makes sense. Find out how you're going to do. So again, number 5 is decide on what recognition you're going to do. Number 6, make sure your systems are duplicatable for no matter how size your team is. And number 7, who does the recognition and how, okay? So make sure you have those in place. If you don't have a team page yet, you don't have to, right? But if you're a rising leader and you have a girl that just started and she hit a fast start and you want to shout that out, how are you going to do it? When are you going to do it? Are you going to do your shout outs once a week on a Friday, like my sponsor Rachel Hughes does? Or are you going to do it the moment that you see it? I like to keep up with it daily because I feel a little bit more in control of it. I feel on top of things. I feel like I don't miss things that way. But everybody has their own likes. Whatever you do, have a plan about it. Be strategic. Decide, this is what I'm going to do. When you do that, you'll feel so much more in control of your business and you have a plan. Okay. Number 8, and I've talked about this so much this year, I really don't think I can talk about it anymore. Have a clear personal vision, business vision, why, and goals, and communicate them to your team. I broke a nail. How the world did that happen? Just get my file, hold on. Okay, so it's really, really important for you to have this vision, because your personal vision, your business vision, your why and your goals are going to keep you motivated in the times where we go up and down in this business. Direct sales is a roller coaster, ladies. Like, some of you will have realized this. You might have had the initial influx of being really excited when it opened in your country, or you joined as a consultant and you were excited because you're new and the hype and the vibe is amazing. The energy is superb. And you get through your fast start period and you join this page and it's like, yippity yay, I made it. Leadership, here I come. And then summer hit and it was just slow. Am I resonating with anybody right now? And it was slow and it was hard. And so you come from this big high to this steady low. I kind of just sang for you. You're welcome. Sorry, this is really bothering me. I have to fix my nail. There it is. Okay, so, and then we get a new catalog and you're like back on that high, right? You're back on the high. So there you go. You went from high to low, back on the high because we've got a new catalog. Oh, it looks like we're going to promote this season because this is an amazing team for season for direct sales, right? Whippity! And then Christmas is going to hit and you're going to be like, what happened to my team? Where'd they go? What are they doing? They're not doing anything. I don't have any parties booked. What? Okay, and you're going to hit that low again. All right. So you need to make sure that your personal vision, your business vision, your why and your goals are so strong. You have them so clearly set out that during those tough times, you don't even waver on your decision to join Jamberry. It's not even a seed in your brain. Okay. Because your why is so strong. And I know Gemma, she's not going to mind me telling you this because we just talked about this in the last couple of weeks. She had a similar story, right, Gemma? You started out really strong, and over the past couple of months, it's been really hard. She's had some really crazy personal things going on in her life, and Jamberry definitely took a backseat, and she recognized it. And so did I, and we talked about it. But you know what didn't change? Her motivation for working this business. And so when she was ready to jump back on, here she is. Like, without a shadow of a doubt, right back at it, because she has a really strong why that tugs on her heartstrings, that helps her family, and so she's doing it for them. Okay. So when you have those ups and downs, you need to be very, very well connected to why you're doing this. All right. And make sure that you communicate it with your teams. Your teams are human. They all joined under you. They're just like you. They want to know what's going on. They want to know what the next step is for leadership. Okay. And if you're not telling them what's going on and you're struggling, they're going to be like, oh, she seems like she's not really enjoying this, and so I probably don't want to do that either. But if she just says, generally like she did, hey girls, I'm having a really tough time with my personal business, with my personal life right now. It's nothing to do with Jamberry, and I'm right here, but please use the Unite pages, please use Lisa as your upline until I can jump back in. Her team are like, okay, no biggie, we understand, life happens, right? So you see the difference there? Don't keep them guessing. So make sure you communicate to your teams what your vision is with this business, where you want to go. Ask them if they want to jump on this train with you, right? So you guys should totally know this, because I've said it so many times before. My personal vision is, 1, to re-rank to elite, right? Because who doesn't want that? Number 2 is to have leaders in every country that we're open in. So we're short on New Zealand and Mexico right now, working on it. And then to make sure that every single person on my team is hitting their goals for them, not for me, right? Because that's my vision. That's what I want everybody doing. I've seen how this can bless me, and I will know how it can bless everybody else. So that's my business vision, okay? My business vision ties into my personal vision for my life. And if you want more information on how to deal with all of that, I have a really good video on YouTube. You're welcome. Okay, number 9, include personal development in your personal business time. Books, JamU, and training yourself. So when was the last time we did JamU? Was it when you first joined 2 years ago? It's changed a lot since then, okay? You need to keep up with what head office are putting out. You don't have to keep up with everything, but you need to be in touch with those things so that when you have new recruits joining, you can be like, oh, hey, pop over to the JamU lesson 6, okay? And that's where you can find that answer. So you need to do your own personal development, and that needs to be included in your personal business time. I have definitely taken to reading again the last couple of months, and it's really helped with my mentality. I've redone the whole of JamU and Leader U already this year, and I intend to do it again by the year's end, because it's really important. You guys have to be connected with what is in our workstation and where to find things, okay? So personal development, personal business time, invest in yourself, okay? You need to be able to train yourself. So go find things from other people and read all about it. All right, number 10, last. Seek coaching or accountability calls. I have 3 people on my coaching call calendar right now. 2 of them are TM or above, which I should be having calls with my TMs once a week at least. Well, once a month at least, but ideally once a week, even just to check in, even if it's 5 minutes. But I have none of you guys in this page on my calendar whatsoever. So if you're fine, and if you feel like your business is fine, that's fine with me, okay? But I want you to look for coaching or seek somebody to be accountable to, because it does just that. It helps you remain accountable in your business. So if you have a battle buddy that's in this page perhaps, or they might be in your upline or downline, I suggest finding someone across, so like a cousin, because then you're not dependent on each other's sales or success. Find someone across, okay? Find someone across teams that you connect with, that you want to chat to once a week, and you can just brainstorm with each other, give each other ideas, pump each other up. When someone's having a bad week, the other person lifts them up. And then when that person's having a bad week, the other person lifts them up. Sometimes you just empathize and just say, yeah, man, it sucks. But then you come out with something productive on the other side. And that's just going to make both of you stronger. It's going to make your businesses much stronger, much more connected, okay? So seek coaching or accountability calls with a battle buddy. And then find a mentor and be a mentor. So find someone that you can go to, whether they're in this business, whether they're in another direct sales business, whether they're not even that, they're just somebody you look up to in your community. Maybe it's your pastor, maybe it's the pastor's wife, maybe it's I don't know, your netball coach, somebody that you connect with on a little bit of a higher level, not so much friends, but just more of like a networking business type level, someone that you can go to. Maybe you talk to them once a month, and then find someone, because someone's pouring into you, find someone that you can pour into. Okay, so there's many people out there that need a helping hand, and that's part of our Jamberry values, is to be a blessing and be a family. So absolutely find that. All right, so there are 10 things how to lead your team successfully, because once you've done all those things, you are going to make sure that your personal business is sound. The last part, where you seek coaching, you have accountability calls, you find a mentor, be a mentor. Also offer coaching calls to your team. That's part of mentoring, right? Make sure you offer coaching calls, and make sure you're checking in with your downline. And if you're not comfortable doing that yet, ask your upline if you can do like 3-way calls or Zooms where you can be walked through how to run those calls. Okay, I'd love some coaching. I need a good kick up the arse. Yeah, Julie, we all do, baby. We really do. But yes, Gemma, I'm sure Gemma's in Brisbane right now, but I'm sure that once she gets done, or you guys can start chatting about what that looks like from here on out. Okay. All right, ladies, I have taken up way too much of your time. I really like to babble. What time is it? I don't even know how long I've been going. Way too long. But I hopefully this was helpful to you. I know I hear a lot on this page about, oh, my team are just not doing anything, they're just this and they're just that. Well, you know, I often say, if you don't like your team, change them, right? And that starts with you. That starts with you rocking your personal business. You have to. And it doesn't stop. Just because you did it 1 month doesn't mean to say you never get to do it again. We're not a pyramid scheme. This is direct sales. It's multi-level. And so what you're doing will affect other people, okay? And you can't just sit there and put your feet up and once you made it to the top and not do anything. You still have to work your personal business. So get those things down, okay? I'm glad that you're in this page. I'm glad that you're on this call, invested in your business. And maybe we'll do this once a month and have a little bit more structure to our training on this page, okay? All right, anybody have any questions? Let me hang for like 2 minutes. Anyone have any questions? You're welcome. Julie says, thanks for babbling to us. It's definitely a double cup coffee type of day for me. And actually, each one of these mugs holds like 2 cups. I run the Keurig cup twice. I'm going to be wired in a little while. Anyone have any questions? Like, if you're writing a question, just hit me a like or a heart so I know to wait. None. Okay then. All right. Well, if you have any questions later on that come up, absolutely put them in the comments. I actually wrote some notes out on this call and I'll put them in this page. So you can kind of touch base, like, what have I got hold of? What am I doing well, what am I not? Stephanie, you're already on track, girlfriend. You're working your business. I see you. Just keep doing what you're doing. It will come. All right. Have a good rest of the day. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.